Even you are not working on F5, please note down. They will ask you what are the day-to-day activities with it you are working. So I will say that we generally get request for upgrades. I'm working as a design engineer. I'm working as implementation. I'm deploying everything from scratch. Plus, I'm taking part in validations also, solution validations, like where F5 should be placed. I will check how the traffic flow is between F5 firewalls, whether proxy is coming. Whenever you talk about any production traffic, so first thing they will have DDoS. If it's a big customer, they will have a separate DDoS. Then there will be a separate firewall. Then there will be a WAF with load balancer. Then there will be switch. So you need to check the traffic flow in design. So there, when I talk about design, right now in BT, there are a lot of openings coming. They will ask you about LLD and HLD. So if you want to be good in F5 as a solution architect, you need to be good in design, implementation, and operations. Because when you go after 10 years experience, they will not ask you simple questions. They will ask you design point of questions. Where F5 you should place. So yes, some on that day, one person came to me. Sir, he asked me about mostly F5 should be placed in which zone. So you should say that it should be placed in DMZ zones. Then they will ask you what is difference between one arm versus two arm modes. That are questions related to design part. How you will deploy in cloud, how it is deployed in hardware, how it is deployed in virtual. You need to understand F5 can be deployed in hardware also. They will ask you model numbers. F5 can be deployed in virtuals editions also. F5 can be deployed in cloud also. Logic would be same. Only thing you have to take care is different way of thinking. Traffic flow they will understand. How firewall is connected to F5? That question can be asked. You can say it can be L2, L3. This is all about design question. Another question which mostly people will ask about design is, can we have F5 deployed without self IP? Can we deploy F5 without self IP? Anyone?
No.
Is self IP mandatory?
No, we can. It's not required if we do routing as a routing. If we
Excellent.
use
What's your
Pass
name?
through.
Vinay, Vinay Kumar.
Forwarded this virtual server we get installed.
Vinay, thank you so much. Guys, this is very important logic. There will be a scenario where you will see that there are no self IPs. Still, F5 is deployed based on routing part. But Vinay, there is one catch here. Self IP you need only for directly connected interface. I'm talking about self IP for data. Right now we have external and internal self IP, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say this is the topology I'll show you. You have a client, then you have L3 firewall, then you have Nexus, then you have F5, then you have Nexus, then you have servers. So self IPs are needed, but only directly connected. So there will be two self IPs which will be created, but that will not be your VIP subnet. So what my question should be that do I need self IPs for VIP subnet and pool member? No.
Vidit, without self IP, how health monitoring can happen?
Mm-hmm. It's
I
completely
am
different.
no, that is different. I am talking about self IP. It is not necessary that your VIP subnet should be from self IP. That is my
Ah,
question actually.
okay.
Some change in the topic. So question can be asked by an interview, is
Hmm.
it necessary to create self IP from a VIP subnet or a pool member?
Okay.
Can anyone tell me?
If it is not directly, if it is indirectly connected, it's not required. If it is directly connected, that time it's required.
Correct. When L2 topic is there and it's required, but self IP is just an L3 interface. It is not necessary. So what you can have is, let's say in Nexus for VIP segment, let's say traffic comes from here. In Nexus, do you need a route to point towards VIP subnet? L3 switch I'm talking about. Self IP will be this only. It is not from VIP subnet. It will be from that interface IP. This is one IP and one IP. But when Nexus L3 switch wants to reach to VIP subnet, what you need? Let's
On
say L3
the
wants to reach to VIP
We
subnet.
have to configure the static route on a
Excellent.
layer 3 switch.
Correct. And what will be the next stop?
F5,
Next,
What is F5? F5 self IP.
L5.
F5 self.
yeah.
This is the live scenario, guys. Please think. If you're not got, please ask me again. Vinay, did you got it now?
Yes, yes.
Now someone was asking about health monitor. Health monitor will be taken care from this self IP. Self IP is needed. I was talking about VIP subnet should not necessary to be from self IP. You can place a route towards VIP. VIP subnet can be from separate subnet. It is not necessary that VIP subnet should be from the self IP. In my case, I have taken it because I don't have my network architecture. I can show you in the lab. But in real scenario, will be scenarios where you will see multiple VIP subnets that are not part of your self IP. Self IP just a directly connected interface for L3 connection. That's it.
In most of the data center setup, it is like that, sir.
But some are not working right now, so I have to explain them also
That's right.
so that they can understand now how the design part of it is happening. You need to know when firewall is coming, how the traffic flow is. When L3 connections are coming, how the traffic flow is. When L2 connection is coming, how the traffic flow is. After this, no one can reject. So guys, if you're not speaking, please mute yourself. Who is talking? Any questions on design point of view? Anyone want to ask anything? It's an open discussion. Because
Will you say which was here?
let me mute other people. Please raise your hand, guys. That's why I don't allow everyone to be, because it's really disturbing from me actually. So you have to support me in that. Like if I unmute you, or if you're speaking with any relatives, you should mute yourself. Yeah, Vishwas, please go ahead. Vishwas. Vishwas, you can unmute yourself, Vishwas.
Yes, sir.
You had, yeah.
When we are using firewall, it's not, I got it. But when we are using L3 switch, then it's not, how is that work?
See, at SNET is a separate topic. There will be a routing in F5 also, right?
Okay.
SNAT is generally to prevent your asymmetric routing issue.
And what about public to private? Like,
So that is
when,
in firewall you have to net. You
yeah.
don't need to, in firewall you have to do netting.
Okay, but there is no such a thing in a Nexus or L3 switch, right?
Say firewall is coming, then you have to net there only. Because traffic will first hit on your firewall. So you have to turn on which netting, which was source net. I should enable source net, right? Which was in firewall. Source net I will enable, right? Which was, I think Vishwas, you have left. So yeah, Raghu, please go ahead. I cannot hear Vishwas. Raghu, you can go ahead.
Sir, can you explain one arm and two arms? Two arm like a bit confusing. Hello, sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you explain one arm and two arms? Sir?
Yeah, I'll ask Abhi to explain. Abhi, please unmute yourself and explain one arm and two arm. Or Rishikesh Pandit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just driving. It's like one arm means it depend upon the VLAN. How many VLAN?
No problems. If you are traveling, not an issue. I'll ask someone else. Rishikesh, please go ahead.
Sorry, I can't.
Sir, I will answer, but I'm not sure. Like,
No problem, sir. Raghu, I'll answer that. But I wanted to know how many people are attentive. Ashwarya or Alok? Jagan, sorry, Jagan, I'll not allow you. Nidhi Kumar, Nilesh,
Yeah.
Rahul Kumar.
Hello.
Please go ahead. Yeah, Ashwarya, please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, sorry, sir. Means a few days, I was unable to, attend the courses. But anyway, sir, means as per my first lecture when I attended, right? So in first arm, we need a switch basically, okay. And in two arm, the DMG switch is not needed. The connection is directly from firewall to directly to my load balancer. So that is what I know. I might be wrong. Sir,
No
please correct me.
problems.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir.
No problem. Thank you for. Yeah, Vinay, please go ahead. Vinay or Vishal, you can.
Yeah, yes.
unmute.
Yeah, hi, sir. So basically, what happened in one arm only, we use a single interface for incoming and outgoing traffic, and in the two arm, basically, what happened,
Hold
we
on, hold
use.
on. Raghu, did you got one arm now? Vinay is correct. One interface will be used for incoming and outgoing. So Vinay, if I talk about use case, can you tell me the use case of one arm?
Yeah, like if the firewall from firewall, if the F5 is directly connected in the DMZ zone,
Okay.
only one interface. on- uh, mm,
No problems, Vinay. And now I'm getting it like how you people have revised it. That's okay. But so Vishal, please go ahead. I'll give Vishal one opportunity, then I'll answer myself.
Okay, so basically two interfaces are used and
Hey,
where we
let's talk about one arm first. So
okay one
Vinay definition was correct, but as an interviewer, I'll go ahead. See, always take care when you answer. Na, you have to be careful because interview will ask question from question, question from question.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So one arm, he told one interface will be used for incoming and outgoing. That is correct. But
correct.
what is the use case, Vishal? One scenario.
Where virtual IP and the pool member means nodes will be in the same subnet here, sir. And asymmetric routing can happen if we don't configure the source net over here.
That is correct. Use case. One
Uh,
scenario where you have used one arm.
uh, well, if we can use it as a router, router of firewall also means
No
default gateway of the
problem. No
server,
problem.
default gateway of the
You are
server.
correct. 90% Vishal, you are correct. So Raghu, Vinay, and everyone. One arm is mostly used in a scenario where firewall is connected with F5 and your servers are on a default gateway with firewall. Either it can be cloud or on-premise. You will see that there will be one connected interface between firewall and F5. Incoming will happen from client to firewall, then F5, then outgoing will also go. See now Raghu, F5 needs to go to server, but F5 don't know. F5 does not have direct connectivity from server. What will happen? There will be one default route to reach to server. What interface it will use? Same interface like this. Go here, go here. Then firewall has a responsibility to forward traffic to server. That is called one arm interface. Same interface for incoming from firewall to FF. Same interface will be used for outgoing to reach to server. Got it, Raghu? Vinay and Vishal? That is called one arm mode. Even in cloud infra, you have servers in cloud. Now F5 does not have reachability directly. So F5 will have one default route. Next hop will be firewall to reach out server. That is where one arm mode is used. Raghu, Okay, sorry. I think I have not muted Raghu. Yeah, Raghu, got it?
Sir, got it.
Okay.
One arm is clear
Now,
now.
yeah, now two arm basically in our case, Raghu, we are using two arm. When you have external traffic separate interface you want to use, and for internal you want to use separate interface. Like in our case, where we have two interfaces, right? One for 1.1, one is for 1.2. That is called two arm modes. Where you want to use, where your F5 is coming as inline between your servers and L3. When F5 is inline and you have server connectivity. So there will be one interface external, one interface internal. Got it, Raghu? That is the difference between one arm versus two arm modes.
Got it, sir. It's clear now. So now
Now,
we are working in two arm only.
see, it depends on scenarios. In our case, we are in two arm mode.
Two arm.
Now, if I go further on, where I have a requirement, I have talked about design part of you. Now, people will say, what are other use cases which you have worked? You can say that I implement F5 from scratch. When I say F5 from scratch, there will be questions related to that. So I will ask someone 10 things which you need to ask your customer, ask your application owner, and network team. Now you got a task where you have a firewall also in place, you have your network team also, you have your firewall team also, and you have your F5. You are an admin as working as an SME. Now you got a requirement to deploy F5 from scratch. So I will take one person in this. Dinesh Kumar. I have a requirement where my firewall is placed, where my switches are placed. Now I need to deploy F5. What are the things you require before deploying F5 from scratch from your customer, your application owner, your firewall team, and your network team? Dinesh,
Uh, sir, I was
you have to
also not
tell me 10 prerequisites.
sir, I'm sorry, I was not able to look into classes again.
Sorry, I am
I was
sorry.
not,
What?
I was not able to revise, sir. Sorry.
No problems. It's no need to sorry. Who wants to answer that except Jagan Raghu? Um, Vishal. Okay, Vishal, you go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all, we have
Guys,
to.
this is very important question. This is very
I'm,
critical.
I'm trying my level. Okay. Maybe I could wrong set somewhere. You please correct me. First of all, we have to ask whether we are going for the hardware with F5 or virtual edition based. And how many,
Excellent.
second question is how many applications we need behind the load balancers.
Excellent.
And that, whether those are web-based applications or only L4-based applications. Based on that,
Excellent.
we can decide the model.
Little slowly so that other can understand. So first
Okay.
Vishal told that we should always check for whether they need to go with hardware or virtual edition. That's a very good starting point. Second question he told, how many application will be deployed? Whether all will be web-based or some will be TCP based. Excellent.
Right.
Third question,
And
Vishal.
then if we are using the web-based application, so in that case, we have to check it out whether how many SSL-based application will be there. Means so that we can means zero in the model where the PVA is
Correct.
there or
So that
not.
you can request customer for SSL certificates also in advance. You need to tell them that how many application will be SSL. We need SSL certificates also. Correct.
Correct.
Now fourth,
Then this is the fourth one, sir. Means whether SSL we are we using or not. then we have to where exactly we are going to put it in our design. Are we going to put it
Correct. You have to
TMZ?
understand the traffic flow. For that, what teams you will talk? I told you have firewall team, you
Firewall
have
team and
separate network team, and you are a F5 engineer. So you will
so
have a call with firewall
both.
network and your team, correct?
Depending on that, yes, we have to decide.
What
Uh,
you will check in design?
so if we are putting it in TMZ, I have to ask the firewall team to NAT it so that address will be
No,
NAT and okay.
no. Here is the catch. Do you not need subnets?
Yes,
In which
subnet.
subnets your
Okay.
virtual server will be? In what
Right.
subnet your pool members will be? Who will tell
Right.
you this?
So network team will tell us that all those things, and
And
we
you
have to
need customer also here.
customer also. Right.
And you need application owner also.
Okay. So in that case, we have to think we are going to implement in 2 arm mode or 1 arm mode also, so that
Correct.
separate different subnet will be there.
And you have to decide on subnetting.
Right.
How many servers are there? That is also the question you will ask. How many application? You are correct. But fifth question will be how
So it's
many
actually throughput.
applications? No, how many backend servers are there for pool?
Right. So based on
Now
that, we have to
sixth thing.
decide the model, na? Exactly hardware model, or if it is virtual.
That model number na Vishal mostly your sales team and design team will do. Like mostly they have decided with customer requirement, but that's a good question. That question comes before you choose, like when you're choosing hardware or virtual. When they say it's an hardware model, your question should be data sheet. So does anyone know what is data sheet of F5?
Yes, sir.
What do you check in data sheet? Anyone? So I'll show you quickly. So when you choose your hardware model, on which basis your hardware model will be choose? Let's say I have choose I series 10600. It's a very, very critical question. You will ask your customer how many L7 requests per second will come. Second question, what would be the throughput? Third question, do you want encryption, decryption? How many application will be encrypt and decrypt? Do you want any compression? What would be the memory? What would be the hard disk? What would be the CPU? And last thing, whether you have 1 GB interface, 10 G interface, or 40 GB interface. When you choose your switch, processor also it's required. Like it should be 8 CPUs. When you deploy it in a hardware or virtual edition, you need to ask this. Accordingly, F5 will suggest you. Even if customer does not answer this, like how many L7 requests they are accepting, how many L4 connection, still you can ask application count, how many application will be SSL based. That all questions should come, and then you need to have a call with your F5 team. And then once you have a question with the F5 team, they will suggest you a best model for your company. Got it, Vishal?
Yes, sir.
Now go ahead with seventh point. So far we have covered 6 points. Seventh point.
Support, sir. What exactly the support contract for
Sorry,
this
can you repeat?
support contract with FI? Because we have to take into account that
So that's a good point. So license is required.
license.
But before license, you get it. You will not ask customer that you only need LTM or you need WAF also or you need GTM also. You will ask that before purchasing a license
Yes, sir.
or
Yes.
not.
Yes, sure. We have to ask.
And support contract. Now, eighth question, pre-request. Design is clear, hardware you have done it, you have got the license. What would be your eighth question to the customer?
Sir, application we are considering domain as well. How many domains and everything what comes under there, right?
you need to ask them how many you need to ask them what would be your load balancing algo, what would be the health monitor which they want to use. Maybe health monitor mostly we will decide, but what load balancing algo their application wants to do. Third thing, how many servers would be placed behind each virtual server. Like let's say they want to say, hey Vidit, I have to deploy 4 application behind load balancer. In that each application you will ask them what load balancing algo, what do you want persistence. In persistence you will ask them, do you want cookie persistence or source address persistence. Second question you will ask in this is, you got this LB algo health monitor. Okay. You will ask them whether you want any DCDR architecture like priority group activation. There is a concept called PGA, priority group activation. That in, let's say they say, hey, with it, I have to deploy 4 servers behind your load balancer, but I want traffic should go to only 2 servers. Rest 2 are DR, like it will be active only when DCs goes down. That also you need to ask. Persistence done. Ninth question which you will ask them is, it is basically based on your application flow. So what you will ask them is, who will be my application spoke when I will deploy my application? I need a spoke end to end for testing purpose. 10th question you will ask them, DNS. Who will be doing the DNS changes? Because whenever Vishal you deploy any application, you want some changes or DNS. Right now traffic is going directly to the server. Now you want some uh, changes right on the DNS to go through virtual server. Who will change that? That also you need to tell them. Certificate I have discussed. Last question. See, there can be 1 or 2 questions. Whether your application will be FQDN based, means full member I'm talking about, or is it IP based? And where your servers are. Is it on premises environment or cloud? Got it, Vishal?
Yes, sir.
Also, one more important thing. Do you need SSL offloading, end-to-end encryption, or only client to F5? Any question, anyone else, they can raise your hand. This is a live scenario-based question. If you answer this, 70% your interview will be cleared. Yeah, Kashif, please go ahead. I'll just unmute you.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Vidit?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So about this application flow, I couldn't understand this application flow. If you can please repeat it again, please.
Application flow is like firewall, network switches, and F5, where it needs to be placed. That is the application. Traffic flow where I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. And in
Like
terms of
in your
hard,
company, you have firewall already there. You have switches also there. You have your proxy also. Now you have to place F5 in between. So you need to decide where you need to place it. That is the application flow. Application flow is traffic flow.
okay. About this SPOC, I didn't understand this one. Your point number 9, the SPOC.
Spoke for basically application spoke. Like who will, like whenever you test your application, you need someone who gives you information about load balancing algo. Because as a customer, you don't know, right? They will understand how their application is currently. When I talk about web server team,
Okay.
application owner means web server who are managing your web server or application server.
Okay. Okay, got it. All right. Thanks, Vidit.
No problems. Yeah, any other question, anyone else, you can raise your hand. Yeah, Raghu, go ahead. Here, Raghu, please go ahead.
Sir, 20, point number 20, it is, sorry, this one, time conversion, it is telling, no? 20, FI data center time zone conversion.
No, that is actually, you can ignore it. Basically, NTP configuration, which they are talking about.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
See, I am telling you, these are the few points which you
It-
can say on day-to-day activities. That is very important.
Got it.
People ask me this question very much that, hey, Vidit, can you share me day-to-day activities which I can tell interviewer? Because I'm not working on F5, but I'm getting opportunity to clear interview. Got it,
Clear,
Raghu?
sir. Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Will you able to clear interview, Raghu, now? Anyone
Yes,
has,
sir.
like, I will tell you one thing. If anyone has attended any interview so far, please keep sharing interview experience and questions in group. That will help others also. Now, next thing, let's go further on. Day-to-day activity is clear. Design point of view is clear. F5 load balances scratch is cleared how to configure. Now, when I talk about this was our course agenda for load balancer. So troubleshooting we will discuss. Now, when I talk about domain wise about here, there can be questions related to management interface. So now I'll go one by one, each module, I'll make some questions around that. Let's play with that. When I talk about management interface, what is the default management IP of F5? This will be the question which I'll ask. What is the default management IP when new F5 comes in an hardware?
245. 192.168.1.245.
245, right?
So this is the default management IP which comes by default. Even if you take a console, you can access by this. Only thing is your laptop should be in this subnet when you take a console. So this is the question. Now, second question is,
This is the
when you talk about management and data plane, in that case, even if your data interfaces are down, will you able to access your Wi-Fi still? That is the
Yes.
question.
Yes.
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 Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Suppose, let's say, even if my management plane is up, my data plane is up, still I'm not able to access GUI. What can be the reason?
Maybe the GUI services may be down.
HTTPD process
Okay.
might be
The
issue.
Tomcat server might be
HTTPD
issue,
service.
so we can
Services. We need
The
to restart the
services is down.
services so that we can have
Okay,
access.
so if I talk about when we talk about GUI services, so
HTTP.
management runs on two services. When I talk about GUI, it runs on HTTPD.
Ah,
Daemon, which I'm talking about. This you need to remember, Tomcat.
Tomcat.
So even if you can see here, just 1 minute, how to restart also I'll show you before that. Because this issue can come. When I talk about management, some people will say my GUI is working slow. Some people will say my GUI is not working. So in that case, this is the good article. Just 1 minute. So what will happen is, most of the time issue will come, customer will report is, or maybe your management team unable to access GUI. This is one of the troubleshooting topic which I am talking about related to management. It's not about your application. Please understand the scenario. Customer is saying, or your operations team is saying that I'm unable to access GUI of the device. it appears your web service is down. First, you will go and run this command, show sys service. You will see there that these are the two daemon which handles your GUI. One is HTTPD and one is Tomcat. And you have to restart it. How to restart is, these are the command. Restart sys service. Okay. Even if still it's not working, then let's see what happens.
Maybe the
GUI,
space issue.
that I'm coming. GUI of F5 is slow. Tomorrow I'll talk about this CPUI also, but so this one we have already seen. Now, so what happened is there are same article. The issue is your troubleshooting of slow loading GUI. So what happened? Your web GUI and SSH is working slow. After a restart also are working properly, but still it is working slow. Now you have to go to this file. So this is a file of Tomcat where you will see some errors like this, like some out of memory error. Some people say, sir, how to troubleshoot whether it's a memory issue? So this is one of the component you need to see, out of memory error. So what happen is issue can cause where you have big IP with large number of objects and you are getting out of memory. And this file, this is very important. Whenever somewhere someone says, hey, my GUI is working slow, you don't need to open F5 case. You just go to this file where log tomcat catalina dot out. So this is the process daemon and you will see this error out of memory. This comes when you have lot of objects configured. Now recommended steps, a restart of the service, HTTPD Tomcat. Mostly these are there, these four services. Second thing, increase the amount of memory allocated to process. This is very important, guys. Like each process has a memory allocation by F5 and how you can see now that I will show you.
Vidit, on post upgrade, I faced this issue. We have extended the memory.
Great. So I'll share you, ask your experience just after few minutes. So that's where, but you did not share it in the group, right?
No, it was long back before we start this classes session.
No problems. So what you can have is now is you can make a tracker everyone and let's make it a success. But whenever you face any issues in production or whenever you face any interview, please keep sharing your experience. So how to see services is this is the command. Shows is service. This is where you will get all the services which are up and down. Now I want to increase service of one of the process. So there is a DB variable, database provisioning. Just 1 minute. So if I talk about here, you can see like different, like I want to check LTM memory. I want to check TMOS disk, what is allocated, but I want to check Tomcat. So I will show you, show says DB provision. It will show here list sys, then you can enter. I don't know anything, like I'll say DB. Then I'll say pay provision. dot tomcat. It will come like this. Just tab option I have selected. So this is the memory which is there, which is allocated. So what is happen is number of megabytes of additional memory you want to. Right now I have not allocated it, so it's showing 0. That then you can increase to 20. Initially they are saying to increase to 20. And if still it's not working and your Java language out of memory error still comes, then you can increase. And after that, you can restart it. Plus, they are saying that to increase a memory of your control plane also. There is very important option we talked about. Guys, where we can see this small, medium, large. Can anyone tell me in F5?
Resource module.
Resource provisioning.
Okay, just hold on. My friend Alok, can you tell me where I can see resource provisioning option, Alok?
Yes, sir, I will. In GUI.
Yeah, just 1 minute, I'll log in. So where we need to go?
Here we need to go to system. Then disk management. Not the, then we go to resource provisioning system. Then
as an interviewer, you will ask interviewer to go to resource provisioning or disk management.
No, sir.
You have to clearly confident. Even you are wrong, you should say, sir, go to it's in resource provisioning. Okay. So
Okay.
here I'll feel Alok, you don't have knowledge. Okay. According to this answer, your interviewer will feel that you are not confident. So here you can find. What is the difference between small, medium, and large, Alok?
Small for the LTM we mostly use for small. If you use multiple services like LTM, GTM, and ASM, so we use it large. Hello. Hello.
50% you are correct, Alok. Small is for your when you want to use objects, you very less objects. Medium is when you have more objects, like 200. When you have more than 2000 objects, in that case, you should use large. Got it, Alok?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So that is what it's showing. That you can provision. You can increase it and increase to small, medium, large. Because they will say, like how we can increase when out of memory, everything. You just need to understand what is Tomcat process, what is HTTPD process. If you don't know, you will not understand. So this is the article, very good article, guys. You can take a snapshot. If you face issues, please try this. These are F5 approved article and according to my experience. Plus, always do it during maintenance window only. It might not impact your data plane, but always do it using your activity, like planned activity, change window. Okay, now I am clear with these 3 topics. According to this, I've also asked you about HMS, TMS. These are the questions. Now, Mr. my friend Burak, Can you unmute yourself, Burak or Krishna? Now another question. Difference between Krishna survey check date versus license check date. Krishna,
Yes, sir.
please say yes or no, Krishna.
Yes, sir.
My other friends are waiting for you, Krishna. Say yes or no. Krishna?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no problems. Nilesh Shinde or Rajesh. What is the difference between survey check date versus license check date? Rajesh, your voice is very low.
The support what we are getting from the OEM is the support license, and the license is different about the our device licenses.
Can you repeat again?
The service check date is the support which is getting from the OEM, and the licenses which we have in the device.
Okay, I'm not able to hear you properly. Anyways, you were correct. Nilesh, would you want to try, Nilesh? Nilesh? Guys, if you're not participating, then I will just speak. If you want to do that, at least you say yes or no. It's a mock interview. Then please don't come to me after 2 months that you have not covered interview questions and answers. I need to be interactive here. I've done this topic. Nilesh, do you know or no? Yes or no, Nilesh? I'm not able to hear you. Mr. Abdul Rahman Khan, do you want to try?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Abdul, for participating. Please go ahead.
The service check is about the you are taking the support service check date.
Okay, and what about license check date?
And the license is about what are the modules you have purchased, LTM, GTM, or
Sorry, Abdul, not correct. Now I'll give one last chance to Mr. Abhi. Please go ahead, Abhi.
Yeah, hi Vidit. Service check date is one with the version when they release, they will provide the date. That is a service check date, and license check date when we last upgraded the box. That is the license check date.
Sorry, Abhi, not correct. Anyone else? Yeah, Rashmi, please go ahead. Yeah, Rashmi.
Yeah, hi Vidit. Service check date is a static one, whereas in license check date is a dynamic one. The service check date is the one when we activated the license, I think. And license check date will be available. It is the last when the version has been released. So it
Okay,
will
so can I
be
survey
static.
check date? You are saying that when license got reactivated, that is
Yeah,
survey check date, is it? And
yeah,
license check date
yes.
is static. You are saying it is available when your operating system is released, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Let me see, Muthu. What Muthu, is Rashmi correct?
My understanding service check date it's within our FI load balancer. When we activated the license, that date is the service check date.
So
License
Rashmi
date,
also told the same, right?
yeah,
Correct. And what about license check date?
it's in FI portal. We can check when that license is released.
Can you show me where is the portal? Rashmi, your answer was correct. Now, Muthu, can you show me how we can check license check date?
Yeah, let me. Actually, my screen sharing is disabled.
No. You tell me here. Can you see my screen now?
No,
You're not able to see.
yeah,
Okay. Just 1 minute. Can you see now?
yeah. So you can just Google it, FI licensed check date.
Excellent. So Rashmi, thank you so much for correct answer. You were correct. And why I'm asking this question is when you upgrade, you might need to do the license reactivation. So here service check date is located in big IP license, which is the date when it is last activated. So you both were correct. License check date is static. Service check date is dynamic. License check date is static. And it is available like this. And you can also check through this. Let's say you don't have access to internet in your company. You can check from this in big IP. Now you know how, and this is the issue. This was the live issue which Rahul K was facing. Whenever you upgrade or when there is some issue with these dates, it will say configuration has not yet loaded. If this message persists, it may indicate a configuration. So you need to check, verify the service check date and reactivate.
Actually, Vidit, in last month, means I experienced a similar kind of problem. We have replaced one FI load balancer during the RMA. Okay, so the configurations are not
What's your name, first of all?
Muthu.
Okay.
So actually, the license and everything was good, but we raised the case with the FI. The FI identified that there is a master key in the old load balancer. Okay, that should be matched in the new load balancer. After we configured the same master key, the configuration started loading.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's a strange issue.
That I will talk about tomorrow in migration. Tomorrow my topic would be migration.
Okay.
Excellent. There is a concept of master key that is called F5MKU command.
Yeah, correct.
See, now you guys are coming with live experience, right?
Yeah.
That is what I wanted. So this can be issued due to this. What happen is when you migrate, there is one master key concept. So master key is something which is takes if I talk about this, whenever you RMA, you have to manually copy from existing system to new system. Basically, it's a master keys for your SSL, wherever your SSL is there, or whenever you, sorry, I am having some cold now. So whenever you migrate, you generally take a UCS backup, and UCS backup will have your SSL certificates and key, and that certificates keys are encrypted. Sometimes what happens if you don't copy the master key of your old system to new system, then they will not able to decrypt that key. So that's why master key you have to copy. Otherwise, it will face issue that configuration is not getting loaded. This was the same issue Muthu you faced.
Yeah, correct.
So this will ensure that you can load the configuration successfully. And after your configuration is loaded, always I suggest to run this command.
Load sysconfig.
Load sysconfig verify. In your case, they might have run only this because your configuration was not loaded.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Muthu.
Yeah, welcome.
This was about license part. Provisioning module. I don't think I have much questions in interview related to that. Only thing which they can ask is difference between small, medium, and large. Now, when I talk about big IP platform properties, device certificates is default. Now, one question here it comes. What is difference between device certificates versus SSL certificates? Anyone?
Actually, device certificate,
No,
which is
Muthu, sorry. I'll not allow you.
okay.
Some new people. Rahul Kumar, Rahul K, or Subin Kumar. What is the difference between device certificate versus SSL certificate?
Device certificate is for the GUI. If you're not doing, you will get the error while loading will be accessing the device.
And where I can check that?
It is there in the in device configuration section.
Can
In
you
the
show me? I will just log
disk
in.
manage certificate management.
Hold on.
Systems and certificate management. Can you hear me?
So system.
Certificate management in that device
Okay.
certificate is there.
Excellent.
Because this issue I had
So
recently, 1 week ago, I'm using every load balancer in my organization. That having the device certificate got expired. For that, we are having a little bit doubt. So this thing got clear on that. Thanks.
So can you just repeat the issue which you faced?
It was for not for this load balancer, it was AV load balancer, AVI. Here, when we upgraded the AV load balancer, in that time, this device certificate got crashed. And what we did is we did a case with AV help desk, and they told us we need to renew the certificate, device certificate. For that, we had a little confusion because for creating the CSR, we need to create new CSR with the SAN. So in that case,
But where you got it? Like generally, who provides you device certificate generally?
that will provide our PKI team.
Great. Mostly, I don't talk about this topic because device certificates are our internal.
Yes.
And you're very correct. Mostly, you need to talk with your data privacy team or PKI team.
Yes.
So you exported it and renewed it. Mostly,
Yeah,
what they are using is
this thing local
self-signed.
organization. Yes, self-signed.
But if you want to use some certificate, you have to talk with your PKI team because here you don't supply CA authority certificates.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to show you because device certificates are internal. This is only due to you're getting this issue. This is why because you are self-signed.
Yeah, self-signed. The HTTPS. This one was the issue for us.
And if you see here, issuer is self. Thank you so much, Shubin. A very good answer with your live use case. Great. Any question anyone else have on this? Yeah, Vinay, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So we need to generate a CSR for it.
It depends. Like, if who was there who was answering this? What was your name? Yeah, Subin. Subin will share his experience. Subin, what you did? Can you explain them?
For that, we created the controller CSR. In that case concept, we have two certificates, right? We have controller certificate that is related to the device. For that, we created a
No, that basic definition you can tell. It's not about load balancer, whether it's AV or F5. You can just tell the technology wise what you did. You said that your certificate got
expired.
was not.
Yeah, crashed because it is not working. Suddenly, it's throwing the error, not secure.
So issue was device got crashed.
Yes. Device certificate.
And it was not loading.
Not loading.
Now you troubleshooted. You found the device certificate was an issue. What you did, that's only I wanted.
For that, we created a controller CSR, new controller.
So who was asking this? We have to create a
Vinay.
CSR, correct? Then what you did, Subin?
Then we created a CSR and given that CSR to the PKI team, and they gave us the sign certificate. Then we uploaded the CFP sign to this CSR and got up. Then we restarted the services.
Yeah, I got it. Vinay, it's the same process. Only thing is you have to share the CSR to your PKI team, whoever is managing your internal security team. There are internal security audit teams are there. So PKI is nothing but a cryptography, like who manage your all encryption, decryption keys.
Okay.
So
And
there
we
is a
can do.
separate data privacy team or whoever manage your this keys, securities and all.
Got it. So if we click on renew, that will generate
Correct.
a CSR. Okay, got it.
You can export also, like whatever you get it, you can export. Like you can share this, and like if you want to import it, you can import it. Let's once you get it, it's the same process. I'll show you. Here you will get same way. Only thing is this will be your internal certificates. Now one thing more, guys, I want to ask you. When device certificate gets renewed, will my HA get break? Shubin, I don't need answer from you. This is a live issue. Some people say that they are using signed certificate, but device certificate got expired. And you have an HA between active and passive. Will HA get break when device certificate gets expired and you are renewing it? Anyone wants to try? Raghu, any new person I'll ask? Mm, Nilesh, Nidhi Kumari. I think other people are already. Rishikesh, anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, Rahul, please go ahead.
Okay, so basically it will not impact HA because the device certificate does not play any role in HA. We are using that trust. If you can go and click on that device management, just click device management. So we are building that device trust. So we don't require any device certificate here.
Are you sure? Your HA will get break. It's using your device certificate only.
But this is the self-signed certificate, right?
There also it's a self-signed only, right? See, basically your HA is built, device trust is building on your certificate-based authentication. Whether it's a self-signed or signed, whatever you use, it will take that certificate. So this device trust is using this certificate, which is in certificate management. So your HA will get break. Okay, Rahul?
Yes.
So you have to take care. Because I'm not providing any special certificate here, right? When I'm building it, it's using this certificate.
Actually, that's what I mean to say means if we are using self-signed certificate in that case also, do we need to? I don't think so. We need to renew this, right?
Sir, my question was, if I'm using signed certificate of device certificate, will HA get break? That was my question. Anyways, you got the concept, right? It will get
Yes,
break.
yes.
If you're using self-signed
Correct.
certificate or signed certificate, and if you're renewing it, it will get break.
Yeah.
That is very critical question which will be asked.
But device
Now,
certificate crash means like we can't able to log in FI only, or like what, like if we get
mostly you will not able to.
then we have to log in via CLI like that. Or?
You need to try and see the logs, right, Raghu?
Okay.
Platform already done. NTP DNS, your one. Okay. Now for next 5 to 10 minutes, let's discuss about 101. Few topics of 101 I need to cover. So anyone has scheduled an exam? Like you guys promised me that you will clear this exam by January 31st. Anyone has your is exam planning, please schedule it quickly. Only Vishal has some other things. I'll leave Vishal. But other than that, anyone has planned, because I want you to clear this.